first I'm getting the count, and then I'm just looping it for I equals to 1, I less than or equals to count, I plus plus. Okay. So first thing is, first you have to get current amount, current line item amount.
Yeah.
Okay. NL API get current line item value of type item amount. Okay. And I'm going to take one more variable called amount, which is parse float of 0 or something. So amount, this is total amount. Okay.
Yeah.
First thing I have given as 0. Okay. And what I'm doing is, you can do directly like this. Current amount where current amount equals to null API get line item value of item amount comma 5, which means we are getting current amount, right,
Yeah.
of lines, all lines. So what you will do is, you will add total amount equals to total amount plus current amount. This means first thing will be 0. Once you add a line, what will be the count now? First line, the count will be 1, right?
Yeah.
And the count is 1. You will loop for 1. What's the value? NLP get line item amount. What's the value? Let's say the value is 100. So as we are having only one line, we are getting only one loop. We are going into the one loop, and we are getting the only one line value 100, and we are displaying total amount. Okay. So after repeating this, NLP check field value of amount total. So here, if you have two items, so you will be having two counts. The loop runs for two times. First
Yeah.
time, let's say 100. Second time, let's say 200. Now the total amount comes to, first
Yeah.
it will be 0, and then in the first line it will be 100, and the second line it will be 200. So totally the amount will be 300, right?
Yeah.
So the triggering point is here recal. When we write recal is something. It's like, let me tell you the triggering point. When you add a line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it is something like when you click on add button, validate line will be triggered, right?
Yeah.
After validate line, recal is going to trigger. Okay.
Okay.
So the triggering point is after validate line, recal is going to trigger. So here you can change an amount anytime, right? You can
Yeah.
change an amount at any time. So you're getting a count, looping it again. Let's see how it goes. Did we miss anything? Are we missing anything here?
Saving.
Mm-hmm. Parameter
Yeah, type.
name and is this correct? Type name line number. Only submit internal ID. Right? Why? This was already discussed, I guess.
Yeah,
Right? So this only executes whenever it affects the total, when the total to change. Right? This event will be occurred, whenever the total is getting changed, this event will be triggered. So there is only type called type, field called type because why the reason type is there? Type is something published ID, right? So now here, if type equals to type equals to what? Item, right? So let's try to comment this and see what happens. So it's not just this. There will be another line items as well. Recall will be triggered not only just for items, right? If you have another set of list by record, if you have another set of items, sublist, it will be triggered, right? So in order to resolve this issue, we have to write a type equals to item, right?
yeah,
So try to keep simple as that. Don't keep multiple script files here. So even like let's say if you have two client scripts, if you want to run in a same sales order, right? Let's
yeah,
say you have written two scripts. So if you forget to take a backup and you are uploading the same script into two files, it is going to mess up, right?
yeah.
So try to be more cautious when you're working with multiple scripts because it happens to me a lot. Okay. Now, yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just keeping some counts to see whether it was triggering or not. Okay.
Okay.
And total amount. As you can see, everything is coming here, because of this. If you don't keep any condition here, so it's not gonna work. So you have to keep condition where type equals to item.
Yeah.
Rate for field change. One, no, memo is 0. Why? If it is less than 10 memo, we set to 0, right? Remember, there is another script which was running there.
Yeah.
If the memo field is less than 0, less than 20, it is gonna set 0. Let's script 100. Please check the price. It is not allowing because we have written so many scripts.
Now change the quantity.
Yeah. So let's change the price for this. custom unit price 100, amount is 100. So what we can do is we can ignore the field change by giving false. Okay, so let's see. And there are so many scripts, right? So you can do one thing. After after writing the scripts, you can just remove this. We have written page in it here. We have written field source, field change, field validate field. So many things are there,
Yes.
and that's the reason it is not allowing. So if you don't want any, ignoring all the validations, you can keep false so that it won't allow you anything. Even though it's going. I think it's not just this. There are so many scripts out there,
Yeah.
right? But if I talk about another field value, where is the email of customer? Okay, let's put it here. The only problem with the transcript is you need to refresh it. Every time if you update something, you need to refresh it. That's a disgusting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, what we will do is, one day I will sit and I will just remove all the samples of it because it's very, the count is three. So what it is doing is, it's going into string mode. It's not taking as a
Yeah.
number mode.
Appending.
So yeah, it's appending. So you can do something like number. So 403. 403 is the thing, which is coming here.
Yeah.
So what we just did is every time if you add an item, we are getting the total count. We are getting each and every amount, and we are adding it to one variable, and we are sourcing it here. We are putting out here, right?
Yes.
This is one thing. So after the script, we have to remove alert, alert, and So today we're going to discuss user events.
Okay.
So how we'll move this to user events. Okay. So user event script, where we'll be using user event script is to update any data or updating, after saving the record. Now, as we are doing, everything is in our hand, right?
Yeah.
It's in our hand where we can allow the user to save it or not. But after saving it, we can have the whole bunch of data and we can modify it accordingly. Once you click on save, we have three events. First thing is before load, which means when you refresh the page, before load is going to trigger. And in the on the before load, what you can do is you can hide the fields. I know as you asked before, you want to hide a memo field, you want to hide a particular field, so you can hide a memo field and you can add buttons, custom buttons. If you want to add a custom buttons, we can add a custom buttons before loads, and we can transform from one order to another order, like from sales order, let's say from estimates. So once you create an estimate, so you can transform it to another one. So let me just show you an example. So after saving this, so you want to make a payment, right? Once you have this, so you want to make a payment. Yeah. So these are the list of shared resources. Some models can be, we have different types. Something like it may came in, from quote as well or estimate, right? If you go to the sales order, we have estimates and sales orders. Some people may create directly from sales order. Some people may create directly from estimate, right?
Yeah.
It's totally depends on the business. So, if you're asking for an estimate, first you will create an estimate. Once the estimate is done, you will be transforming into a sales order, right? After sales order, you will be shipping to customer item shipments. After then, invoice or cash sale. If you're doing invoice, you need to pay the amount. Yeah. So, as we can see here, we have the estimate is in open. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, normally it will be transformed by a button, a custom button, wherein let me show you how. Yeah, as you can see, this is an estimate. We can directly convert to sale order, cash sale, or invoice. Okay, so you have to click this so that you know it navigates to the sales order.
Okay, same item, service for HP, same customer, test customer. If you click on sales order, you will be redirecting to the sales order page with the same details,
Yeah.
whatever you selected. Okay, and then you can save it. But I want to just automate, directly, right? So let's just click, let's say this is a checkbox, and if I save this, automatically, a sales order needs to be created. So we have to write a script that automates from estimate to sales order. Once you check this checkbox, once you check the checkbox, so automatically it needs to process, this checkbox. If you check this checkbox, you have to automate from estimate to sales order.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. In this after situation, that the other situations make some may ask is something like no invoice to customer payment. Do you know invoice to payment?
No.
Okay. So after creating an invoices, we have to create a payment record which is a customer. Okay, let's say approve. Okay, okay. So as you can see here, we have before load, okay, before submit, after submit, okay.
Yeah.
So each event is something like a triggering point where it works accordingly. What is after submit? After submit is in the sense once after a record has been submitted to the database, and again you want to you want to add something, right? You want to modify it. You want to add something. So in this situation, we will be using after submit. So after submit has only one parameter, which is called type. So type means we have create mode of creation of record, deletion of a record, or edit of a record, reading a record, or exit is something when inline editing is doing with scripting, approving a record, canceling a record. So each and every this is a triggering point. When you reject it, it is a triggering point. When you pack in a sense, pick, pack, ship for this item shipment, right? So for item shipments, we have pick, pack, and ship. Have you ever seen this pick, pack, and ship?
No.
No. Sales, fulfill orders, list. Do you know dropship or special order?
Purchase orders with this.
Like this will be used as in item record. When you specify, yes, when an item record, when you specify an item is a special order, that means it has a link with the vendor. Okay, and dropship is also having a link with the vendor, preferred vendors. So it means that a purchase order will be created automatically to the preferred vendor you selected, right? So
Yeah.
and it can be shipped directly to customer, right? It can purchase order if your vendor can directly ship to the customers, or or vendor needs to send a receipt to to our department, and then we have to send to the customer. Okay. So these are the item fulfillments which are created as of now, and there is a status called pick, pack, and ship on the item fulfillment record. So it is similar to a status of a
Yeah.
sales order. What will be the status of a sales order? Pending approval, approval, or rejected,
Yes.
right? Similarly here, pick, pack, and ship. You can keep status as pick, pack, and ship. When it is shipped, that means that the inventory will be affected on your system. Like let's say you have 10 inventory. So when you keep one in, like let's say when you create an item fulfillment record for two quantities, so it means that the remaining quantity will be 8. So uh, as you can see, pick, pack, and ship.
Yeah.
When you click on a status ship, that means that the item associated with this record will be reduced. Whatever the amount, quantity you selected. If
Yeah.
you selected 100 quantity, that means 100 quantity is gonna reduce from your warehouse. Okay,
Okay.
and this item will be affected accordingly. If you go to the item record, you can see how many available are there, how many quantities has been committed. Committed means sales orders. So, what the inventory detail? As you can see here in the warehouse, we have totally 310 on hand quantity, and the total value is this. If you scroll over, yeah, how many are quantity in on order? 46 has been committed to the customers. Total right now, the available quantity is 247. If
Yeah.
you compare 247 plus 46, it will be 310.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here, yeah. So here, you know, what we can do is we can create something like custom buttons here. We can create uh, directly automate when you click on save button of a sales order, when you click on anything, sending an email to the customer directly, right? After saving this, you want to send an email. When someone creates a sales order, you want to send an email, right?
Yeah.
So so we can create user events after submit, and we can do partial billings as well. So there are so many examples here. So let me show you one by one. So this is just a sample script which is transforming from estimate to sales order automatically. When it will be transformed only when a test checkbox is checked. Okay, let me show you how. Scripted records. If you go to the scripted records, It's inactive. So let's try to activate this. So what we are doing is, as you can see here, we are just loading a record by getting, first we need to get record ID, right? Isn't it? First we need to get record ID. What's the record ID? And then we are loading a record by using record ID and estimate. Estimate is a type. Okay, you're deploying a script on estimate, and then we are getting this record object dot get value of checkbox. So which checkbox you want to check, right?
Yeah.
So if the checkbox is checked, right? If the checkbox is true, then you are transforming to a sales order, right? So let's try to check this and see estimate. Okay. So here we are just editing the record. Okay. Let's see the log level. What's the log level we're getting? And we haven't given any type here, right? That means it executes on every type,
Yeah.
like create, edit, copy, anything. Okay. So I'm just checking the checkbox. I'm saving it. What? I think he changed some script, I guess. That's the reason it's not working.
So where are we getting that record ID, like current record or like that?
Yeah. So here we're getting NLP get record ID, right? If you use this, you will be getting record ID, right? With this record ID, you are loading it.
Any parameters or ID to that and get record ID?
There is no parameters. If you use this for every record, you will be getting it.
Okay, it's like context or current record, nothing like that.
Yeah, nothing. You can use directly this API. See,
Okay.
context will be used in different one. That's not this. That's a version 2.
Okay.
So NLP get record ID. So record ID, we are loading it. We are getting this, and once it is true, then we are transforming it.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. So he has removed the deployment, so that's the reason it's not working.
Okay.
If you uncheck the checkbox called deployment, it is not going to work.
Yeah.
Okay, and you have to check this as well. Sales order has been created, as you can see. So I guess this was created from a workflow, not by this.
Okay.
Yeah. So similar kind of scripts, we have written on workflow. So let's do the something, let's do tomorrow. Then we have some examples and stuff.
Okay, sure.